So today I will be reviewing Little Women LA Couples Retreat episode 30. So this episode was pretty good. It seems like the couples retreat is really helping the couples. I mean, everyone seems to be doing better with the exception of Tanya and Kerwin. So let's talk about the good things that happened first before we get to, Tanya and Kerwin. So we started out the couples event this week was parasailing. Now, this was a fun, fabulous thing to do. I've gone parasailing before and I love it. But David, he wasn't too down with it. Oh my gosh, guys. I hope the power doesn't go out. We're having a really, really bad storm here. Yeah, so that's what you hear if you hear thundering and lightning. We're having a storm, and I just hope the power doesn't go out again. Okay, so parasailing is really, really fun, but David was paranoid of it. He was really, really scared. Like Hassan, the counselor, was saying, count to 5 and just do it anyway. But nothing's worse when you're scared of something and someone's cheering you on, like you can do it, you can go, 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 go. Like, I'm scared of heights. Like, I'm really scared of heights. I tried going to, tall buildings and looking over. It just doesn't work for me. I don't count to 5 or not. Like, some things just don't work. And that's how he was feeling. He was like, I don't care about counting to 5. I don't like it. I know I'm not going to like it. So they were going to go parasailing, and then they were going to get in the water and go across. So he's getting anxiety the whole time. In the meantime, Todd, he just had his weight loss surgery. He gets on the little boat to go over to get on the big boat. He was just having a hard time. Now remember, he can't swim, and he's losing weight. He hasn't lost it all quite yet. He's losing weight, and it just didn't look like he was on this little floaty trying to get to the water. He's scared. He's trying to be strong. It just didn't look safe. It just didn't look safe, and they couldn't get him up onto the bigger boat. Now, it was really crazy to watch, and he was trying to be strong, but we could tell, he was very uncomfortable, having a hard time with it. I mean, I would too. Some people are scared of the water. I'm not, but some people are, and so, he decided to turn back around and go back. But the two guys that was helping him was having a hard time, and Matt, who was sitting on the beach with Brianna, saw him struggling and ran to the water to help him because they were trying to keep him up from getting in the water, and it just wasn't working. Now, I'm gonna have to admit something here. I have to be honest during my reviews, okay? I have to be honest. For some reason, I don't know what it is, I didn't fall and hit my head, so I don't know the reason, but for some reason, I was liking Matt this episode. Please don't hate me. I don't know what it is. He was likable. He was helping other people. He was worried about someone else besides himself, because, Matt, he's an a-hole, but that's what I'm saying. This retreat is working. I don't know what got into me. I liked Matt just this episode. I'm sure next episode I'll go back to hating him. I feel so guilty. After parasailing, Todd and David were talking, and they decided they wanted to have vow renewals for their wives, and they wanted to do it in a nice, pretty way. And so, romantic way, not pretty. Yeah, romantic way. So they had some people go to get them, blindfold them, and walk them to where they were, and then they had the flowers, when you took it off, and, they said nice words. I don't want to go into words because, I kind of don't remember them. But they were sweet things. I think David said, she was the love of his life. And no, I do remember. And then Todd said that he was thankful for Christy making him lose weight, basically. Now, I really thought she was really pushy and insensitive when she was, calling him fat. Do you guys remember that? But he's very thankful now, so I'm glad. I mean, he seems really happy, and he seems to be in better health. Sometimes when you have those weight loss surgeries, can be a long healing process. But not Todd. He seems to be back up and on his feet. Then there was my boy Chris, who I lovingly call Crazy Chris, and Andrea. And Andrea said that Chris wasn't working right now and that she's paying all the bills, and she still felt stressed because when she thought about him cheating, she got mad all over again. Now, this is crazy. So I'm glad that she's on this trip, because if you forgive somebody for doing something, then you have to do that. Forgive. You can't keep thinking about it whenever you're in the mood to relive a bad situation. So, I kind of understand how she feels. Like, someone did you wrong, you're really upset about it. But you're never going to move on if you don't forgive. And so basically she was talking to her sister, and Amanda said, listen, I know you two love each other. Amanda was being very supportive. She's been a great sister. I mean, she could have used that opportunity to be like, yeah, Chris is an a-hole. He did this and this and that. She didn't do that. She was very supportive of Chris and Drea's relationship. Now, I wish I had a twin, so it's time. I don't want to do it, but I got to do it. I got to talk about some of the things that didn't go so well. And that was Tanya and Kerwin. Now, I've said from the beginning, I don't get these two, because they've known each other 30 years. 30 years, that's a long time. And Tanya's saying things as if they're a new couple. He doesn't, washes his socks. He doesn't put the toilet seat down. That's something you say in the beginning of a relationship. So I always looked at them really weird. It doesn't make sense. And then Angelique, her own daughter, does not want her mother, her biological mother, to marry her biological father. Well, what's going on here? So, and Tanya said last night they had an argument over the television. And I guess got really bad. He wanted her to turn it off. She didn't want to go turn it off. So at least she had sense enough to go talk to the counselor. So she went to the counselor and said, I like to set up a meeting. And he said, what's going on? She told him about the television. He was like, no one fights over a television. So he scheduled an appointment right away. And he said basically what I've been saying. He goes, there's underlying problems here. He said, you guys have been married 30 years. And I was so glad. It was like music to my ears. This doesn't make sense. He said, what's really going on here? So the counselor says, this sounds like a battle of the wills here. Like two strong-headed people that don't want to back down. Then he turns to Tanya and says, do you even have time for a relationship? And then things started making sense to me now. Because I always was like, what is going on? It just doesn't make sense. And you could tell that Tanya was always pulling away over nonsense. But the bigger picture is, I don't think she really wants to be in this relationship. Now, she didn't say this part. This is all me. This is all me right here. But I think that she thought she wanted to be in it, but when it was time to be in it, she really doesn't want to be in it. So it was a good thing they went to the counselor, because he said, listen, he said, you guys just known each other 30 years. He said, someone's going to have to bid. And if you guys can't do that, then I don't see this working. He was straight up honest. I mean, you couldn't be more honest. And that's true. I mean, either it's going to work or it's not. And Kerwin said he was willing to bid. And when the counselor asked her, do you even want to be in a relationship? She was like, yeah, with the right person. Tanya doesn't want to be in this relationship, and she doesn't know how to get out. I feel bad for Kerwin. I finally figured out what was going on. What the help of the counselor? She really doesn't want to have time. She doesn't want to be in this relationship, and she doesn't know how to get out. She's got the cameras all around. She's got everybody going, yay, we can't wait for the wedding. And she's thinking, no, I don't want to be with him. Go home at night. Well, he is at home. This is going to be a problem. It would be interesting to see how she handles it. Besides Tanya and Kerwin, the rest of the episode was nice. They had a bachelorette party for Christy and Jasmine. And all the girls had a good time, no arguing, fun, playing their little games. All the men went out, had a boys' night out. Everybody, including Matt, and they were laughing, joking, and getting along great. I mean, I don't know what it was. I don't want to feel like Brianna. So, you have to excuse my, naivete. But Matt was being really nice this episode. And dare I say likable? I know. Just for this episode, okay? Don't judge me just for this episode. But there might be a tiny 1.1% of Matt that is decent. The 0.1. It's not a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. So besides that, it was another good episode. Everyone was in good spirits. And most of all, I was really glad to see Drea and Chris getting along, because for some reason, don't ask me why, I like Chris. And for some reason this episode, Matt was halfway okay. Not too much. But I'll be there next week to figure out what in the world is Tanya gonna do with the Kerwin situation. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time. Bye.